Welcome everybody back to the Cockney Reds channel. You're joined by myself, Fudge here for the Nottingham Forest preview. Just myself today, so I'm going to keep it nice and short for you guys. But if you can first hit that like button, and if you're new to the channel, do please hit that subscribe button. We are still agonizingly close to that 100 mark, so if you can get us over that line, that will be amazing. But we're going to get straight into it against Nottingham Forest after 3 wins in a row, and we're starting to pick up on that M word, but I think there's one place that we have to begin with, and that is Rúben Amorim. Nearly 1 year in now, he's coming up to his 1 year anniversary. Not 1 year since his first game, but 1 year since he first signed. And I guess it's a good time to kind of assess where we kind of stand and what we actually think about how Amorim has done in that first year. So if we look back to how things were before he joined, we were under Ten Hag, who was in a bit of a phase where every team will concede 20 goals every game without fail. It was a bit of a shambles from that side of things. We hopelessly lost against West Ham, which, to be fair, losing to West Ham, it wasn't a good time in a way. And I remember Delone missing an open goal, and things just came on top. And also with the fact, coupled with the fact that Ineos had come in, Ten Hag wasn't their man. It was clear to see that at the start of the season, or I think it was finishing eighth the season before that, and then going into the start of last season. Wow, it seems a little while ago, longer than that. But going into last season, he needed a good start, and that didn't happen. And I think I can't remember what position he was in. It was definitely bottom half of the table when he got sacked anyway. So that happened, and I think we were all buzzing to see Amarin come in. And I think the first game, Ipswich, I think it was, and we drew 1-1. But after that, I think we won a couple of games. I think we beat Everton 4-0 our first game at home. I think it was Ipswich was away. 4-0 at home against Everton. Rashford scoring a couple of goals. We looked like we was cooking. Ahmad, I remember him buzzing down. I don't know, I was going to say 30 seconds in, but it wasn't that early. But it was early into the game. Ahmad whips that ball in. Rashford scores. And you're thinking everyone's flying. Rashford's back. And things are going to get good now. And then Amorim kind of dropped that little bombshell on us, didn't he? He said to us, the storm is coming. And he was not wrong about that. We saw multiple players leave. Rashford left. Sancho was probably gone before then, to be fair. Yes, he was definitely gone. Pretty sure he was gone before. Yeah, he went for a year at Chelsea. So we saw a lot of the wingers went. We knew it was all kind of buzzing actually because he was announced, but I think we still had a game or so left to go at Sporting Lisbon, and we saw him smash City to pieces, which got us all giddy, all excited. And as I mentioned, when he came in, started well, but he told us the storm was coming, and the storm definitely came. It hit us badly last season. In the Premier League, we saw that the 3-4-3 formation itself come under immense scrutiny. Our players didn't quite seem to get it, and it wasn't even like I feel like he did quite quickly change in terms of how we was conceding chances, but it seemed like the other teams that we were playing against, they weren't necessarily playing better than us, but that was the problem. They didn't have to play better than us. They would just win the game. There'll be some stupid errors. I think we're back. We are back. So, yes, as I was saying, Amorim, Storm came. We all know what happened last season, so we'll forget about that. But where we are now, we started the season, and we always knew after not the greatest of starts to his reign last season, let's say, that we needed a good start this season. And it wasn't the fastest of starts. We played well against Arsenal in that first game. Well, we ended up losing the game. We then played Fulham, wasn't it? I think second game, and we ended up drawing that game. And yeah, so it wasn't the best of starts anyway. And we all know what happened in the League Cup, but there's a lot of teams out of the League Cup now, so why hold on to that anymore? But if we look at where we are in the league, we've played against Chelsea, Arsenal, City, Liverpool, and I think we're sitting in sixth at the moment, which I think is fair to say that most people at the start of the season, if you told them that that's where it would be after the first 10 games or so, they would have taken it. And we're in a good position, a position where we could potentially be in a position to bounce. But this Nottingham Forest game is key. But I was talking about Amram and the 12 months. I think if you were to ask any United fan now, though, from where we were when he started to where we are now, are we in a better place? I think there's going to be a universal yes answer to that one. We've got rid of some of, I wouldn't, we could call them bad apples because of how they've been portrayed. We don't know. We weren't in the changing rooms and stuff like that. But we got rid of the bad apples, as we just call them, and we seem to have, at least from the players that have come in. I want. I feel. I feel like it's 100% success rate. Because first of all, we started back. Lamens has been argue with that either way, and then you've got Sesko. I think he's been decent. I think he's been quietly decent as well. I don't think he's been outrageous, but he's had a good start, a solid start. I think he's a good, hard, honest worker, and you can see he's got talent about him as well. So I've got full confidence that he'll grow, he'll continue to grow, and he'll continue to blossom. You've also got Cunha, got his first goal last game, and I feel like he's been a good success. He's been a good addition to the team, the Maverick, shall we say? And then the signing of signings, Mbumo, and like this guy, I think I think every single United fan will have a smile on their face when they take back Mbumo because he's had an unbelievable start. Hasn't always been there with the goals and assists, but you can just tell his techers, his quality is there. The way he can just pull a ball down from the sky and then just run and just beat players, and it's not even like he has to do bare silky skills or anything like that. It's just the fact that he has pure drive, ability, football brain. He's got like so it was lovely seeing him getting them 2 goals against Brighton last game. And yeah, I feel like in the summer it's been 100% success rate, and that has led to us where we are now. And everyone is in a positive frame of mind, I would say. Everyone's looking at us. We've won 3 games in a row for the first time in what feels like forever. And we are looking up the table. There's teams below us, like the Chelseas, the Liverpools, and yeah, I feel like in terms of where we are now, 12 months in, there's one thing also when you were seeing the dressing room was getting leaked. I think there was one game where we might have even got the game. The team was leaked on the Friday. We played the game on the Sunday, and it was the same team. So team leaks seem to have stopped, which is great to see because yeah, you want to be able to ensure that you can trust everyone that's in the dressing room. And I feel like Amram's kind of got that. It feels like they've got that work ethic. And another thing that we saw on the Ten Hag was when we conceded 1 goal, we would crumble. And right now, we conceded 2 goals, but we were 3-0 up. We had a 3-0 cushion. We did concede the 2 goals, which was the first goal was terrible from the ref, I think, especially from where the position of the free kick was. Second goal, Xerxes came on as well. I think it was just a corner. It's a set piece. It's one of those things. You don't want to give them away, but that could have got real nervy. And I'm sure that all of us fans watching, and especially those at the stadium as well, would have felt real nervy at that time. But that's where the class steps up. You can see Mbumo just comes in, runs it. Same against Liverpool. They score their goal. Doesn't matter. We come in, we score that second goal. So we're starting to show a bit more fight, a bit more resilience. So I would say a year in, we can say that Amorim has put us in a better position than we were from when he first joined. Can he take us to the next steps? I don't know. Momentum is the key word. Momentum, if you can start building that, start feeling that confidence, that positivity, it can breed success. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's where we are at the moment. So I do see a lot of talk still about the formation, or not necessarily the formation. I'm seeing a lot of people trying to take credit for the fact that Amorim has changed, and they're like, I feel like they're not realizing that if you deep it, most of the discussion around change was about the formation. It was about the 3-4-3. It wasn't about. Let's be honest here. Most people that were cussing Amarin out were saying that 3-4-3 wasn't going to work and he needs to change his formation, not necessarily the system. So he has tweaked a few things. Quite notably, would be the fact that we don't play so much out of the back anymore. Lamens, especially since he's come in, but Bindia Thank you for those at the back. Apologies about that. But are we are we getting too giddy as United fans? I mean, we've won 3 games in a row, and if you look at it and you deep it against the teams that we have played, Sunderland, who's a promoted team, we played against a Liverpool team who everyone seems to be smashing nowadays. Like, do you know what I mean? So, and Brighton. But me personally, I don't think we're getting too giddy because I feel like those were big steps. Brighton is a team that we've had a bogey team. 6 out of 7 teams we haven't won it. Anfield's been a team historically where no matter how poor they are, like we've seen them being this rubbish before, and we've still lost against them or we're still drawn against them. So to be able to get that off the back, I think that was a real good um, stepping stone for us. And I guess that leads us on to the Nottingham Forest game because as of late, I think we've lost the last 3 games against them actually. So we do actually owe them one. We owe them one big time. And if you look at Forest, I think the last game that we played against them, it was that boy Tony Alanga who buzzed from the halfway line. I think it was. Just remember Garnacho running back trying to catch him. It was quite an embarrassing goal to concede. To be fair, from the corner, from our corner, I believe it was that they went on to go and score. So yeah, they have been a bit of a threat for against us for the last 3 games, as I mentioned. However, if you look at the things that have turned over, and I think it hasn't been the worst of starts, but it hasn't been the best of starts either for Dyche boy. People are starting to bring up some of his comments that he made about him saying that he'll get more points than Amorim. But yeah, we'll see. I'm hoping that Amorim will or the team will be able to get a bit of fire in their bellies off the back of that comment to show that we are the boss, and they keep disrespecting the gaffer and all of that. So we shall see if that is the case. I feel like with the players that they do have some quality players still. I'm not going to lie, especially in that midfield with Anderson and with Gibbs White. They have got players that can cause problems, but it's going to be a different test. I think they're going to be ones that are going to sit back a bit more. Whereas with Brighton and with Liverpool, they'll push on, they'll be more on the front foot. This is likely to be a game where we're going to have a bit more possession. Maybe we're going to have to be a bit slower in terms of how we build up. But can we create chances? You bet we can. I reckon we can because with Cunha, with Bumo, with Sesko around, with Bruno in behind, Casemiro has been Casemiro has been class this season. So I feel like with the players that we have now, we do have the ability to be able to break down those tight spaces. I mean, if you look at Cunha's first goal last game, we were suffocating Brighton a bit. They were trying to play it out. Sesko had a nice little control and juggle. And then Casemiro, calm and collected, finds Cunha with a yard of space, gets the ball out, curls it past the defender, and boom, and I know I mentioned 4 new signings, but it actually kind of feels a little bit like 5 new signings this season because the way that Mason Mount has started this season as well, I feel like it's been a new lease of life actually seeing him, and he's been quite key when it comes to the pressing and just the quality as well. Some of this switch of plays and some of the balls that he's been playing, it's been quite. It's really been pleasant to see actually because he was one that was getting quite a lot of stick. There's been people that were putting him in the similar category of Sancho's and the Anthony's, but I like in that you can now see the real quality that Mount offers. I know he might not have been everyone's cup of tea before he joined, but his work rate is thereful to see. He's good to see. To our team going into this game against Nottingham Forest, I generally believe that Mount could come in, but this is probably a good time for us to not change the team. I would stay with Lamens in goal. I would also stay with the back three, which is Delit, who's had another person to shout out because he's been solid so far this season. We've Lenny Euro. I like it. I think he's a top player, and he's going to be a class player for years to come for us. Luke Shaw's had a good start, especially last game. I love the fact that he was stepping into that midfield, and that's going to be key for him today on Saturday as well. To step into that midfield and to break up play there wherever he can as well. So Luke Shaw, I'll play there Ahmad and Mbumo are forming up a beautiful relationship on that, right? You can tell at the start of the season they'll get into each other's way a little bit because they're quite similar in terms of where positions they wanted to operate in. But now when one goes 10, the other one goes wide. When everyone goes wide, the other goes 10, and it's like I said, it's beautiful to see. So hopefully they continue to build on that relationship out there on the right. On the left, a little bit controversial. We've had Delo out there. I think I remember Delo banging a goal from the left against Forest, actually. And although I don't think he's had the best of seasons so far, I do actually think he's a underrated player in terms of the dressing room. He actually gets what it takes to be a Man United player in terms of the passion, the commitment, the desire, the hunger, the mentality, the way that he's always tries to be on the pitch. So on a scapegoat, and Delo's been that guy. So I'm not going to be the all power to him. But actually, I wouldn't mind seeing Dorgu back after all of that being said. So, but yeah, it could be unchanged, or Dorgu might be that slight change. Bruno and Casemiro have got to start. I feel like it's only one game a week at the moment, and while we're doing so, it's not changing something that's working. And Casemiro, you can tell. I think someone showed me a stat in terms of the goals that we've conceded with him on the pitch and with him off the pitch, and it's a stark change because do you know when Carragher said, I think he said something about when the football leave the football before the football leaves you, and that was like 2 years ago. And now man's showing him like man's bossing up Anfield now. So what you gonna say now? You know what I mean? I know he's not here and he's not going to be watching this, but you know what I'm talking about here. Casemiro showing his class. So that's good to see that Casemiro and Bruno they seem to be forming a relationship. And what I'm also liking to see is with Shaw pushing up, also allows Bruno to push up. You saw quite a lot of situations now where you're seeing him pop up at the edge of the box. So he's not like two sixes or anything like that. He's actually the number 8 pushing on to being the number 10, which gets more of his ability and more of his qualities. And yeah, I love to see that because we all know the quality that Bruno can deliver with. His creativity is there for all to see. So yeah, you've seen the last couple of games he's had chances to get on the score sheet or to create a bit more as well. So yeah, those two they're working, so don't change it. And on to the front three. I think it's the same front three. Sesko, Cunha, and Mbumo. As I mentioned, Mason Mount, if he comes in, fair enough. Who would he come in for if he was to come in? Potentially Cunha, potentially. But I feel like this is a game for Cunha. This is a game where you need that guy to be able to create that little bit of magic that you need to be able to open those tight spaces. And I feel like he is that guy. And Sesko as well. I just think he's class. I genuinely do. I feel like um, people that haven't I don't know if people clocked it yet. And the goals will come, but it's just his work rate. The way that he battles back. I like the fact that he switches on to where the other front three are as well. So if Cunha comes inside, he'll push in left and he's got no issue running back. And yeah, I just love his work rate. And I love the fact that he's got the quality with it as well. Whether he's flicking on balls, he's doing it intelligently. He'll look where the defender is and he'll win that ball. He's not like just trying to fight or wrestle with the defender or anything like that. No disrespect to Holland there, by the way, but I just feel like he's just got levels, and I hope he gets his chance. He starts again, and I hope we can start creating a few more chances for him though, because last game he did have that one chance where he tried to get out of his feet and took a little bit of a not the best of touches, but we need to create more for him. So I'm hoping that we can see that with the different levels of threats that we have, that we'll be able to create opportunities for him. So that'll be good to see. So yeah, that's my starting 11. Anything else that I have to say before I wrap it up here? Not really. Can we make it 4 in a row? Is really the key thing. Can we make it 4 in a row? And I'm saying yes, but I won't give you my score prediction because you'll see the score predictions upcoming. But I am confident. I mean, let me know in the comments what you think. Starting lineup, would you change anything? And you can let me know your score predictions as well, because that could help us when we do our score prediction videos too. But yeah, in terms of where I'm thinking, I am fully on that Amorim train. I mean, I was there when we was losing, and I'm with him when we're winning, and it feels even better now because I feel like when I don't want to get too giddy. I don't want to start talking too much about where we can end up. But we just need to win this game because if we start winning this game, and there's plenty more to come from United. So yeah, we've shown some good signs. There's more to come. That's a good thing. Amram's year one is his worst year. Year two, we're gonna get cooking. So watch out. So all I'm saying is, yeah, big things are coming, and big things are coming to Cockney Reds too as well. So do let us know any videos that you would like to see, anything more that we can do for the channel because we want it to be our channel. We don't want it to be like us and that. This is for all of us as a community. So we're gonna get over that 100 line, and yeah, bigger and better things to come. But that is all for today. So come on, United. Let's get our win and do like and subscribe. Catch you in the next one.